My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 18, 2024. It is 12:11 a.m. This is my first video. I don't think I'm gonna have another video, but I don't know, I just said it. Right, so this is my back end. 3,712 subscribers. New subscribers, welcome. My estimate 215.43. Analytic, see if they match. Taking a while. Okay, 215.43. The last 48 hours, 1,672 views, and my subscription the same. So this is I think I have, yeah, I counted, I put 13 tweets to share with you, LOL videos at the end, and there are some videos regarding Lilibet's name and some other things. A lot of things is being talked, a lot of tweets being discussed with the left behind warriors, some going to hospitals. I don't know if I have any on here. I try to avoid discussing it in this video, so I don't remember if I put any of them, because this list was being put together since the middle of the day. The minute I stop recording my last video, when I come across something else, I put it on the list, so I don't remember what I have in there. But let's get started. All right, so let's go on Twitter. Let's put this on the main page so when I come back to it. Oh, what's this? Okay, this was not on my list, by the way. Prince Harry, you also loved. Okay, 13-second here. Look how the kids playing with them.
You always get it though. Let's go see it.
That was nice. Okay, that was not on my list, but this is my first tweet. Now he has his kids to be play around with. Right, so there's that here. I don't own that offshore investment account exposed in the Panama Papers. The only thing I have is my nickname. So I think I saw something, article, a screenshot of an article about that. I don't know if I put it on the list. There's a lot of things I was trying to avoid, so I don't discuss here. So, alright, so there's me here saying link please. That's when I first saw it 18 hours ago. Let's see here. Oh, so there they are. Try searching using the headline captured below. So let's see here. Queen used royal consent rule to lobby for law change to hide her wealth. We know all about that. I share many of these. Paradise Paper, Prince Charles offshore investment reveal Queen's private estate invested millions of pounds offshore. So this is not new. Okay, so there's the laugh here. That's an ad. She only had her nickname, Sai. Well, she had a title, Queen, but Charles gave that to Camilla. She had some jewelry that Kate and Camilla seemed to have divided. Charles got rid of her horses, gave her beloved corgis to Fergie. They're still all fighting over palaces. They still haven't learned anything. They're gonna leave everything behind. Okay, I'm upset too, Joe. I don't own my house. I don't own the bank. All I have is my name. Someone else has taken my name. I am the maddest I have ever been. Angry, you hear me? Angry. I'm incandescent with rage. Right after this, that's it. Royal Vats and the firm want us to believe Betty was running around Buckingham Palace screaming and catwalling with Whitney about a name that has existed for centuries. Liz was more stressed about a toddler's name than her non-son that cost her £12 billion. There's the rolling eye. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. They think people are stupid. I don't know. Something must be going on in the palace that they are all up to themselves. They think too much. They think too much about things that should not concern them. Harry and Meghan are none of their concern, but they're feeding nonsense to the tabloid about Harry and Meghan. So I don't know why they worry about Harry and Meghan. I think that's what's going on. Whatever crazy nonsense that went in their head, it's not working. Or should I say, perhaps the blueprint that they had for centuries that they've been using on the people, but this time around it's not working. So that's probably the thing that's driving them crazy right now. Their blueprint is no longer validate in this day and age. Maybe that's what's driving them nuts. I don't know. So there's this here. You can never convince me that the same lady that organized this for the world to see this is now angry woman. Okay, the Queen of England, almost as a final gift and tribute, insisted Harry and Meghan have their own procession, and this was the result. Harry and Meghan coronation, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. So that was April 19. Okay, I'll play this one, but I like the version that I have. The one that the squad did the voiceover. So let's play this one because it's there. Okay, I can't go into that. What happened? Okay, so there it is here. Alright, listen. Okay. Whoever we did this have their own music in it, so I muted. But I'm gonna put my version, so there's no reason for me to. I thought that was the original one with the commentators and stuff like that. The Queen of England gave her blessing. Oh, she's writing something here. I didn't see that. For the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to make the most marvelous entrance. Okay, as the king and queen of our heart. Okay, so I'll put my version in there. Okay.
Yes, it's me. And you guys are angry about it. Oh my God, I make y'all feel that. Well, this will not take long. Well, I just wanted to pop up here and show y'all how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I'm looking great. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm over here very booked and busy while you bitches over here are still looking raggedy and not doing shit. Wow. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know I'm not going anywhere. So talk your shit, you shitholes. You can't defeat a bad bitch. You just cannot do that. I rise above that. Ew. So I just want to say, hey, and that I'm here to stay, and you're going to be mad every day. Success.
That was the second best televised walk down the aisle I've ever seen, and the best walk also involved Harry and Meghan. So there's that here. This is from someone that I blocked. Okay, here you go, haters. I don't even need to see it because I already blocked it. What is that?
A very big moment. The Queen was absolutely determined that they should be here, and here they are. And by the sounds of it, getting a very warm reception from the crowds outside. Big cheers as Harry and Meghan arrive here.
They're greeted by the Lord Mayor, first of all, on behalf of the City of London. The Lord Mayor, incidentally, who ranks higher than anybody except the sovereign in the city. He ranks even higher than the Prince of Wales or whoever is representing the sovereign.
Okay,
here.
so that's the original one.
And Prince Harry just acknowledging and saying hello to a few members of the congregation that he probably hasn't seen for quite a long time.
A lot of heads craning to watch them as they come up the aisle.
Yeah.
It's interesting, I think. They have certainly been given a bit of a procession on their own, and that is, I think that's interesting. I think that's something Her Majesty the Queen will have probably had a hand in. They haven't just walked in with other members of the royal family, they have had a moment to process.
Because all these things are choreographed carefully, aren't they, in that way? And
as someone close to the Queen said very recently, nothing happens by chance.
Okay, so now they're taking everything back. They forgot what they said. To those claiming for the last 6 months trying to claim Harry and Meghan were late, pay attention to the silver minivan at the 1 hour 48 minute mark. It's the car Beatrice and Eugene and husband were in, and Harry and Meghan cars right behind them. Ergo, they were not late, they were on time. Okay, so there's that here. Look at that face looking. How happy is she? Oh, so that's just a screenshot. Okay, they were deliberately late, silly. That was a walk of shame. Okay, if you think so, but why are you watching? The Queen, I mean, you hear those people saying it in the audio. It was carefully choreographed. Alright, it doesn't happen by chance. The Queen had her hand in it. Okay, the Queen's final gift was putting the disrespect grifters on the second row. Whatever. So somebody have to sit somewhere. Oh my God. Let's black while I'm at it. Okay, I need to move on. But let's see some of it. Okay, how were they late when Wank arrived 10 minutes later? There's the laugh here. Please watch the full coverage of the Queen Jubilee on YouTube and stop making shit up for the sake of hate. Okay, why will the Queen, number one, escort them down the aisle then? It was the Queen's plan to make them the center of attention because she wanted it that way. Alright, so let's move on. I'm telling you, they don't have anything to say, but they have to bring some makeup stuff. Nothing positive to say, so they make up stuff. Next tweet. Okay, so now we are into the Lilibet's name here. The one thing you don't do with the Queen is put words in her mouth. Okay, remember that. Robert Husband's brand, The Inside Story, has got everyone talking. One revelation was the Queen's apparent fury at Harry and Meghan's claim they had her blessing to call their daughter Lilibet. Okay, so this one is 2 minutes and 27 seconds. So there will be some screenshot. Let's listen.
Lilibet, it was the way it was handled. It was the fact that she was presented as having given her blessing for something that had already been presented as a fait accompli. And the one thing you don't do with the Queen is put words in her mouth. She's always been extremely, she was always very clear about, you know, I did this, but I didn't do that. And I always remember once she had been told that she'd been handed a speech and it began...
But I thought she never complained, never explained. Where is he coming with these things here? Never put words in her mouth, but yet you... But let's listen.
And I'm very glad to be back in Birmingham. And she crossed out the word very because she said, I'm glad to be back, but she thought it smacked of insincerity. You know, she absolutely... Her words were very, very careful. And so when Harry and Meghan's lawyers were effectively dragooning the palace into supporting their version of events, it was like, no.
Oh my God.
Well, that was the source of the anger. It was the handling of the naming, not the naming itself, if you see what I mean.
Interesting.
My thing with this author here is, how will he know what went between Harry and his grandma that was privately? Remember, at that time, Harry was not a working royal. There was no need for Harry to go through all the procedures that, I guess, for a working royal.
Can I tell a little story?
Please.
Before they split up, Charles and Diana twice a year would have a program meeting where they would sit with their staffs and plan their diaries for the next 6 months. And this had obviously begun when the Prince was a bachelor, as a kind of a get-together with his close advisors to decide what they were going to do. And it had morphed into this huge meeting. The Prince's people on one side of a long table, and Diana and her people on the other. And the last couple of these meetings that we had, I can remember there was Diana and me, and maybe a lady in waiting. And there'd be maybe 20, 30, 40 people on the other side of the table. It was a stark visual reminder of what had happened to what had been previously a united household. But because we were that small, it reflected Diana's own preferences to be responsive, to react quickly to things, and she didn't like red tape. She was very good at doing her work, very disciplined, but she didn't like officialdom. So one time, the Prince of Wales was debating whether or not to do a particular engagement, and he wondered if his mother might do it instead. And his private secretary said, well, I will write a memo to the Queen's private secretary. And his private secretary said, well, I will write a memo to the Queen's private secretary. And Diana leaned across the table and said, there's a telephone over there. Why don't you pick it up and ask her yourself? And he did, like a man on a date. And he went to the telephone, he picked it up, he got put through to the Queen. The Queen said, yes, of course I'll do it. And he came and sat back at the table and looked at Diana as if she was some sort of a miracle worker, because everything else was a wonderful British bureaucracy. Diana knew how to cut through it to get what was required.
Through all the procedures that I guess for a working royal, and there's a lot of conversation that went privately that nobody knew between Harry and his grandmother. Like for the Netherlands visit, before Harry went to the Netherlands, he stopped by to see his grandmother. How do I know that? Because Harry mentioned it with Hoda.
How did it feel being back? Being with her?
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well, and the Queen was alive, and Harry said positive thing about the Queen. So how come the Queen didn't say something? So now all of a sudden, when she's dead, she can defend herself, and these people, I don't even know who this guy is. Where did he get this information? When people within the palace didn't even know. Okay, Harry went to visit his grandmother, nobody knew. But once the courtiers knew Harry was going to visit the grandmother, they changed her schedule. So where did this come from? This is full-blown BS. Oh my God, the UK is full-blown crazy. I don't understand them. I really don't. Everything is lies. When the truth come out, if it doesn't fit their narrative, they made sure to change it somehow. Oh my God.
Standing back, we all hoped that after the death of Her Majesty the Queen, the coming together of the brothers in the Mall with Meghan and Kate, that maybe there was a chance of reconciliation, and then of course we then had Harry's book Spare. Standing back on the basis of, you know, the hugely well-sourced book, brilliantly written.
Thank you.
What's your judgment? Is it possible to put the Harry-William, the Harry-Charles relationship back together, or are we beyond that point now?
No, I think certainly the King. I know it's a book about the King. He's one of life's optimists. Actually, I mean, he has a view that, you know, hopefully one day this will sort itself out. The door is always open.
But if they keep on insulting him like this, how is he supposed to keep on taking it that? What is wrong with these people? They have a fantasy that they want to create for them, Harry and his royal blood family. But meanwhile, they keep on insulting him and they expect him to take it. He's not playing the game anymore. He told you guys. He doesn't want to play that game.
I will always protect my family, and now I have a family to protect. So everything that she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and that's not me being paranoid. That's just me not wanting a repeat of.
Oh my God!
Is what I was told very firmly. But inevitably, I mean, you read something like Spare. It was an extraordinary book. It was this time last year it came out. We're still talking about it. And that particularly, I think, hurt Prince William. He guards his privacy very closely. He'd been through the most extraordinary upheavals with his young brother. They really
keep in mind, the Spare will never have been written if those people did not interfere into Harry and Meghan's lives. They keep on pushing the button until he had to put his side of the story. You have millions of other books from the royal rights writing nonsense about him. Now that he tells his side of the story, now all of a sudden it's completely... What the hell is wrong with these people?
really were. You know, they're two boys together going through what we all know they had to go through. And to have all that suddenly thrown into the open when you're naturally very, you know, he's a very discreet person. He doesn't, he compartmentalizes his life, you know, private.
Okay, public. I could understand I'm talking in terms of William. He wants his things to be private, but why is he spewing nonsense about his brother?
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
You just explain, what was the significance on the witness statement from Ed Verity, better known as Ted Verity? Ted Verity, the editor of the Mail on Sunday, said in his signed witness statement that he had been given information that helped support Associated's case. He said this information came from a senior palace source, and he said in his witness statement this was, quote, not gossip or tittle-tattle.
What does that mean?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to the Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
What's been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point. And unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
And then some of the things that Harry spoke about is his experience. Oh my God. Even Martin Branning was saying where those information were coming from.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
About Harry and all this negativity about Harry and Meghan. Oh my Lord. And they expect Harry to keep on taking the BS?
Life. And to have Harry just chucking all this stuff, all these conversations.
William and
I think that's a harder one actually than the King and the Duke of Sussex. But you know, never say never. I mean, that's what we learn from the sort of royal story.
Oh, this is pure BS. And then the other thing is, are we supposed to take this guy's words against Harry's own personal experiences with his grandmother? Where did this guy come from for him to feel like he knows more than Harry, who actually had the experience talking to his grandmother one-on-one? Oh, dear Lord Jesus. Okay, let's see here. Your book will only sell in the UK because no one worldwide is interested if the Queen gave her blessing or not for her granddaughter to use her nickname. Come back on GMB if your book sells 1 million copies. Actually, that's setting the bar too high. How about 10,000? Alright, so there's more here. Okay, 10,000 copies. What a bunch of pathetic parasite and unknown bloody sources. Okay, are you kidding? The Americans love the royal. What? Okay, I'm not planning on buying this. Maybe so, but they won't buy this book. That's for sure. Why don't litigious loving couples sue them? Come on, they love money so much. That's, you're talking about Charles and the other bunch. Perhaps it's because they know they will lose. I mean, why waste your time on something like that? Who knows? Maybe he's gonna have his own version. Okay, the continued silence and inactivity suggests the veracity of the story is true. They just don't want to give, another word, they just don't want to put fuel on the fire.
All her stuff. And you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry. I don't know that. I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour. And I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know, the flames are being fanned by the media.
This is what the UK want. They want some sort of a response from the Sussexes so they could continue write nonsense. The best thing is ignore. Harry and Meghan already know what they're gonna do. They already told us their side of the story, so it's just them who's trying to erase what Harry and Meghan said. But if any critical thinker will stop and think and say, how will these people know when Harry and the Queen were talking privately? So how will these people know? There's a lot of things Harry have done privately that none of the courtiers knew. Like, for instance, which I mentioned already, stop and to see the Queen before the Netherlands Invictus. So this is full-blown BS. Please, why waste your time on this? Why will they wait? Wait, is he talking about Harry and Meghan to sue them? Okay, why will they waste their time suing? It's pathetic story. The only claim they have to sell the book is to attach Harry and Meghan names in some way to the book. It won't sell. I just bought it and I do live in the UK. Okay, good for you. Oh my Lord. Alright, so there's that. So this book is about Charles. Shall we be hearing any revelation about the king himself? You don't put words in the Queen's mouth, as I write a book with a quote from her after she died. I know. Do these people even listen to themselves? The backpedaling is hilarious to watch. Oh, it's not about the name. I thought the quote was, I only own my name, and they're taking it. Alright, so there's me here. Alright. So what does it say about the source? Similar to this, it seems like. How many? 70 now, 50 now. Okay. So what does it say about the source? Is the source putting words on Queen Elizabeth's mouth? If the Queen had any problem with this topic, I think she could have said something when she was alive. Remember, Lilibet was born the year prior to Queen's death. I was running out of room, so I had to make things short. Prior to Queen died. Anything now is just noises. Alright, so I put this here. I just want to say that Miss Doria nicknamed Meghan her flower. It was obvious that Harry and Meghan's daughter will carry on the flower and her name. So does the UK own the flower? Where is it? Flower named Lili. The only part that Harry and Meghan took from the Queen is Bet, B-E-T. Living legend of aviation is 2 days. Alright, so there's me here. She called Meghan Flower. When Meghan was young, Raglan, which is Meghan's mother, Doria, Miss Doria, Raglan gave her the nickname Flower. The Duchess of Sussex revealed the sweet moniker on her now defunct lifestyle blog, The Tig, listing her many nicknames as Meg, Meghan Markle, M&M, and Flower, which my mom called me since I was little. Okay. So there's the here Lily, which is the plant, a flower, and then there's her. Alright, so pretty much the only thing they took from her is Bet. Alright, so there's this here. Okay, I'll come to this. I think I have it somewhere. Alright, next tweet. Okay, so there's that here. I'd have thought naming a child after their great-grandmother would be a real honor, not a devastating revelation. No one owns a name, not even the late Queen. Alright, so there's the screenshot from Daily Mail. When was that? That date is January 16, 2024. Okay, 2 days ago. I don't own the palaces or the paintings, only my name, and now they have taken that. Inside reveal Queen shattering word to aid after Sussexes named their daughter Lilibet. So you think the Queen will be talking something like that with her aide? Meanwhile, they discredit Harry, who pretty much was talking to the Queen on a regular basis. It says, because through, is it James Corden show, we learned that the Queen sent Archie, a waffle maker. We learned, what is it, the Netherlands Invictus. Prior to Harry going to the Netherlands, Harry stopped by to see his grandmother. Did they know that? No. But the only time that they were aware that Harry was gonna see the grandmother, they quickly changed her schedule.
More of the interview with Oprah Winfrey has been released, including Harry and Meghan trying to meet with the Queen last year to explain the decision to step away as working royals.
So my grandmother had said, the moment you land, come up to...
We asked if we could go up to see her.
Come up to Sandringham. We'd love to have a chat. Come for tea. And why don't you stay for dinner? Because it's going to be a long drive. You're going to be exhausted.
She even said stay the night.
Wonderful. I love that.
Yeah.
The moment we landed in the UK, I got a message from my private secretary, Fiona, at the time.
Private secretary is sort of like a CEO role in the institution.
Cutting and pasting a message from the Queen's private secretary, basically saying, please pass on to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex that he cannot come to Norfolk. The Queen is busy. She's busy all week.
After she just invited you?
Yeah.
Just invited me. The Queen's busy. She's busy all week. Do not come up here. Okay. So I rang her from Frogmore, and she said, yes, there's something in my diary that I didn't know that I had. And I said, well, what about the rest of the week? She goes, well, that's busy now as well. Okay. I didn't want to push because I kind of knew what was going on.
But doesn't the Queen get to do, doesn't the Queen get to do what the Queen wants to do?
No, when you're head of the firm, there is people around you that give you advice.
Okay.
And what has also made me really sad is some of that advice has been really bad.
Okay, when Harry had already set up everything and the Queen didn't even know she had any schedule, they make up some BS for her. Okay, so they don't know anything. When they know of something, they mess it up. Alright, so let's read some of the comment here. Queen Elizabeth's grandfather named his horse. Okay, I read this on another tweet. I don't wanna. You could pause your screen and read that. I read it already on another video. So she keeps on pasting it here. Okay, so pause your screen and read. Let's go to the next one. Okay, also, why is it okay for this aide to come running to the press about this private convo with the Queen, but not okay for Harry and Meghan to talk about their own personal experiences? What happened to the press saying people should keep this private convo private? There's that as well. It's patently untrue. One, Elizabeth II owned Balmoral, St. William, and Windsor inherited. Alright, so there's all of this. Read. Oh my god, I really don't feel like talking about this, but I put them on the list. Let's go to the next tweet because it's so ridiculous. Ridiculous. Next one. I'm sorry, I'm running to this one. Okay, what is that now? Lilibet is an existing name used widely in history, reportedly often in Wales. No one owns this name. This entry for the name is from 2010. Interesting that the palace allowed this controversy to format. So what is that? Meaning and history. What is that? Okay, I can hardly see it. So this is the... Okay, so this is where it entered. 61%. Okay, gender, feminine, usage, English. Was it? Diminutive of Elizabeth. Okay, related name, so variant. So that's that behind the name, so you could go and search that. Okay, King Chuck loves the attention on the family so long as it isn't disparaging him, according to Harry's book anyway. I think part of this is trashing his mother, and her legacy, as usual, is to lift himself up. I mean, that is so stupid. Okay, exactly. So weird that they are claiming it is somehow unique. Seem to have always been a nickname for Elizabeth. I have none. Okay, it's simply character assassination allowed by the British royal family and is pairing with the toxic British media or press, making Elizabeth look bad and Harry and Meghan look bad. But when you think about it, it really reflects on the British royal family. What are they up to? This is the thing I don't understand with them. When they don't operate as one. Okay, this is something I used to think prior to looking into Harry and Meghan thing. Once Meghan married into the royal family, I used to think they operate as one. When one of them do something, okay, it's a good thing. Everybody have the credit, but no, they want to be the individually, so that's a problem. All right, next tweet. Okay, this is hilarious. Too funny. The young people are having fun with this off-the-wall noise. Everyone sees to the garbage. Alright, so this one, is it a TikTok? I don't know. So it's 1 minute and 10 seconds. Let's listen.
The tabloids and a couple of the more embarrassing broadsheets have gone big today on the supposed story that the late Queen was furious when Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, called their second kid Lilibet.
Lilibet was a very important personal nickname that was only shared with her and her besties. It was a real, if you got to call Elizabeth Lilibet, like you were in. The late Queen, R.I.P., was dead.
But the thing is that it's been 2 years, but why are they bringing that up now? Oh my lord, these people are fully blown ridiculous. Ridiculous. And the Queen was alive when the kid was named. She didn't say a damn thing, but now she's dead, she's talking. Let's move it back slightly. Let's listen.
P was devastated. They said it was the most upset she's ever been. And I'll
More than
list
when
it.
her husband died.
More than when her husband
More than when the Royal Yacht Britannia was decommissioned.
Forget all about it. That's nothing.
Decommissioned.
Toddler stole her name. Apparently, she said, I don't own the palaces or the paintings, only my name. And now they've taken that. That, I'm pretty sure, is a direct quote from What's Love Got to Do with It. When Tina just wanted her name. She just wanted her name.
She is technically as well Elizabeth II, though.
I think I have a video. Okay, let me put that now. Now that they say the thing about Tina Turner, what love got to do with it, I have it. No wonder why the squad put it. Okay, I'll have to put some screenshots. Unfortunately. Where is it? Okay, I found it. It was down the list. Let's put it. This is that they made reference to. I'm telling you, the squad or something. This is what they have you believe was Petty Betty's reaction when Harry told her what he was naming his baby girl. Okay, it's 14 seconds. Listen.
The name is mine. The name got my daddy's blood on it. Now she wanna go. She can go wherever she wanna go, but the name belongs to me.
Mr. Turner.
No. Look here now. Hey, get your hand off me, man. Now look.
Mr. Turner.
She wanna go. She can go. That's fine. She can go. But the name stays home. The name stays home. The name is mine. The name got my daddy's.
Oh my God, those GIF people are just laughing. I really believe they quote that movie. Ha ha ha, hilarious. This is how they have turned the legacy of a respected Queen Elizabeth II to a laughing stock. They're doing that on themselves. Remember, the papers, they're really not for the monarchy. Alright? So they're getting paid, they're making money off of destroying the institution. But Charles and William, they don't see that. There's that. People are just laughing. This is beggars. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. I thought I add that now since I had since they mentioned it on that thing. Next tweet. This is very interesting. Okay, the racist royal family are worried about Harry writing another book while abusing his 2-year-old daughter. The royal family and the media bodies are bullies and bigots. So let's see here. I'm gonna read that. Buckingham Palace fear the Duke of Sussex will write a sequel to Spare after, quote, it did not go unnoticed, and that he omitted large chunk of recent event. It has been claimed the Duke's memoir reportedly dedicates less than a fifth of its page to events since his 2018 Meghan's wedding, suggesting that there is much more left to say. According to a new biography of Palace aides are concerned that the Sussexes public disclosure. Why will the aide be concerned of what Harry has to say? They're just workers. So why do they have to worry what Harry have to say? Oh my God. Okay, Palace aides are concerned that the Sussexes public disclosure, which one aide referred to as the headwind we face from across the Atlantic, are not over. So the aides are like blood royals? Oh my God. And it continues. For the palace, the most worrying aspect of the book was the omission of a large chunks of more recent events, wrote Mr. It did not go unnoticed that Harry and Meghan's wedding, their married life, and their eventually departure from the royal world amounted to a small part, less than a fifth, of Prince Harry's memoir. This suggests either a sequel or perhaps a memoir by Meghan in due course. They're just speculating. The royal family knows what they did. Okay, they know. Alright, and they know what Harry knows, and Meghan knows what everybody did. So they're just jumping the ship to sort of prepare people. If Harry write a book, we told you he's gonna write a book. It's not like we're not aware. Harry already told us he removed a big chunk of it. I think he's probably waiting until after all of the lawsuits is finished, or it probably already been written. It's just a matter of time to release it. Mr. Hudman claimed that it is a common perception that the king and his staff spend much of their time worrying about the Dukes of Sussex and York. Why are they spending so much time worrying about Harry and Meghan? They left. Harry and Meghan should not be their concern. Their subject should be their concern. Okay, the people who are going hungry, who don't have a warm house to stay in, to pay their bills and all of that. This should be their concern, not Harry and Meghan, who don't need the taxpayers' money to, living their lifestyle. Okay, in reality, however, the king has learned over long years of royal domestic trauma how to compartmentalize issues over which he has little control. That's what I'm saying. Why is he worrying about Harry and Meghan? And York, what's his name? Andrew. Okay, he said, quoting a source as saying, the door is always open, but they keep on abusing them. Why will they go to a door that they know is full of hate? Okay, for the Duke of Sussex to return to the royal fold, Mr. Hudman added that the departure of the Sussexes and their subsequent interviews and documentary have hurt. I mean, how much hurt can Harry and Meghan take for them to tell their side of the story? Harry and Meghan tried their best to deal with those leftovers maniacs, but they refuse everything. So at some point, Harry and Meghan have to live their lives. So you keep on, remember, let's not forget, Harry was born in there. He knows how they do their thing, how they manage and deal with the tabloid. So Harry knows. So for them to keep on saying, oh, Harry hurt them, when in fact, Nonsense keep on being written about them non-stop. You think Harry doesn't know who the sources are, which he said and he interviews and in his book.
So again, one of the reasons why I wrote this book is every word in that book is mine. And I realized that especially...
What do you mean by that?
Because the amount of unnamed sources that have fed information to the British tabloids about me and my wife and my family.
You have a source,
true
and it's you.
and not true. I am the source of that book.
Okay, he has tried listening. The book quotes one friend as saying, now he just said, I don't want to know what the problem is. I'm just getting on with my life. Okay. Whew, these people, they completely forget. There's something in their brain. They completely black. And then they just focus on their objective. Keep on hurting. When there's a pushback, they forget what they did. They didn't forget. They just black it out of their brain. But continue pursuing on hurting. Okay? Not without any concern how the person is feeling. So there's my comment here. And in regard to the caption here, the royal family and their media buddies are bullies and bigots. So there's me here. No, they are not bullies. Based on their action, they are terrorists. Alright, so I put the meaning of terrorist. A person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. Alright. After this, that said, there's an ad here. Okay, the most selling part is the last part. King Charles, the deadbeat dad, doesn't care about the problem. His racism, negligence, and cruelty. He wants to move on because he knows he's the problem. And as Liz said, he will do what he wants. Happy he'll forever be known as the failed. So they now admit they've read Harry's book. That's another point here. But he's worrying about York. I mean, I understand Andrew could be their problem, but Harry and Meghan left. Is not their concern anymore. Okay, he took everything away from Harry, and then he told him, go fly, go survive out there without anything, without security, without money, nothing. How cool is this? All right, I'm saying this not that for the institution or anything like that, but Harry grew up in a different way than anybody else. But you took everything away from him, the things that he is aware of, and then you told him go survive without any of the things you grew up. My goodness, if this is not cruelty, I don't know what is. My God, make this return to sender. Okay, make no mistake, the current abuse of the Sussexes and baby Lili are sanctioned by the palace, but like all fires, the royal family and their mean girl staff set is backdraft and sullies them worse. I feel for Harry because his father's family is shit, but thank God Meghan escaped spot aisle. They are lying on the late Queen Elizabeth II. This newest version is another attempt at rewriting history. Exactly, I agree with that. Okay, why is a book on Charles the Cruel now seeking notoriety, book sales and clicks, and Princess Lilibet, a 2-year-old child, a 2-year-old plus child, despicable 1001%, bullying 2-year-old is cruelty 101. Okay, so that's my comment here. Agree. What I'm praying for is for some sort of a video or audio convo between them about this topic. That would have been chef kiss. Alright, it's straight from KP. It stinks of KP. Okay, Palace Aide celebrating reports Queen was furious over Harry and Meghan's baby name. I mean, those papers, those headlines is pretty much telling on themselves. Okay, anything to make their little ego feel good. Egg is just jealous. He wasn't smart enough to use that name. Instead, he used sausage finger. Nothing's wrong with that. It's just the stupidity of everything from these lots. Okay, I think someone is jealous as usual, then have the mindset to capitalize on that name himself. Thank God the Queen was alive when she was born, meaning Lili was born, and she got to meet her before her passing. All that time she was alive, when she could speak herself, she didn't say a thing. Now she's dead, the BS. Alright, the popularity of the royal family in steady decline since the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, and this daily drip by them to their favorite media outlet is only speeding up their final demise, particularly as they appear to be sanctioning a campaign to denigrate the late Queen. Okay, they go after the kids to get a public response out of them. They have plenty to talk about in regard to the leftovers, but can't, so they regurgitate old stories. The royal family will stay silent, the pedophile court case, and the expense sends King Charles another 8 million self-portrait, the coronation, and his increase of 45%. When will people wake up? All this same crap is deflection. I don't know. Alright, so next tweet. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, so there it is here. I thought that was the video again, so that's just a screenshot but a different caption. Your Honor, the only thing I own is my name. If you know, you know. That's from the thing here. The way this is making Lizzie look bad, I'm telling you. Did they steal the quote from the Tina Turner movie? They did, didn't they? OMG. Lord help me with this one. Not even all the gold palaces. Shame on William and Charles for besmirching a dead woman's name. Lizzie wants to be Tina Turner so bad. Well, I don't think Tina Turner will be in the same sphere on the afterlife, because they live two different lives. One more compassionate and the other one was cool. Alright, so there's this here. I own no tiaras, I own no crowns, I own no horses, I own no colonies, I own no diamonds, I own no land, I own nothing but my name, and they have taken it away from me. Crying. Where did Charles' inheritance come from? This moo people don't create another meme. They thought they were going to eat and cash out with that quote. Okay, this is some kind of crazy. I'm telling you, there's the laugh, and this is an ad. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so I'm done with the headlines. Now I see LOL. I don't know if it's one of my funny videos. I don't own that offshore investment account exposed in the Panama Papers. The only thing I have is my nickname. There's the GIF. Oh my God. Shoo! That little girl was very angry. Look at that. Where did they get that from? Links, please. There's the laugh here. What is that? Oh, so this. Alright, so that's that again here. Okay, there's the laugh. Okay, she only had her nickname Sai. Well, she had a title, Queen, but Charles gave that to Camilla. Did I do that already? Okay, it was from that retweet, and I bring it again. Alright, for the sake of that, just in case, but I think I just read it in this video. Alright, well, she had a title, Queen, but Charles gave that to Camilla. She had some jewelry that Kate and Camilla seemed to have divided. Charles got rid of her horses, gave her beloved corgis to Fergie. They still all fighting over palaces. Okay, I'm upset too, Joe. I don't own my house. Yeah, I read these already. Alright, if you want to continue reading, pause and read it. So this is my last one. It's a LOL. What is that? Okay. Oh, so this is the statement from living legend of aviation. All right, what a statement. However, award insiders insist the negativity will not get our attention, the organization states. Inductees are nominated and selected by current living legends who then are part of future selection processes. Okay, a source connected to the event told the Mirror, quote, Prince Harry honor recognizes so much of his entire life, not just his time flying helicopters and serving in the army. Our award is a celebration of aviators, but also life-changing human beings connected to our world. Quote, Harry's name was put forward because of his astonishing commitment to helping those in and out of the military, promoting awareness of the triumphs and travails of that life, but he stands tall as a philanthropist. Any suggestion of this as a publicity stunt is a disgraceful and offensive suggestion. Of course, John was an advocate for Harry and supported his nomination. He has always felt a connection to him, especially because he and Diana enjoyed that moment of pop culture history by dancing at the White House. It was a highlight of his amazing life, and the pair had a bond. It was just a year after Harry was born, and the pair both felt their moment was a fairy tale. Joan has felt that her sons have continued her legacy and drive for charity, so Harry having this platform to celebrate his achievements means so much to him. Joan and Harry uniting will be another memorable night. A separate source revealed that humbled Harry asked to have his honor bestowed on the same night as others at the annual event held at the Beverly Hilton. Obviously, With the nature of his status, a suggestion was for a separate event. Harry insisted he wanted to join aviators and supporters of our event. Can you imagine if that was happening and then, the UK will turn it into completely something different? So that's a very good statement here. Okay, well deserved, Harry. Wonderful, good. I love this for him. Let him celebrate with other honored like him. No need for him to shrink himself. Okay, well deserved. Now, Harry, go and get celebrated. Exactly, that's an ad. Okay, what an incredible statement. Let's watch the press meltdown. I know. Good. Dust off that all Dior tux and have a great night with Mrs. Powerful. Now that's what I call a statement, period. Let's go. Alright, so that's all I have. I see my notification here. Oh, so there's that here. Let's go with it. I didn't put that on the list. Y'all seriously expect us to believe that Prince William, who does this to his wife Kate in front of diplomats at a royal wedding, will be by her side as she heals? The lies they tell for William are not even believable in fairy tale. And the thing is that the people around him, his aide, the courtiers and all of that, trying to fix his mess, but he keep on making more mess. This one, I call it chap moment. There's here, the chap moment. No one should never forget 8 people like it. That was embarrassing. That wasn't, I mean, at the same time, I could understand him, but there's a different way of saying it. It's making it look very disrespectful to the bride, because she saw, look at it where I pause it. She's looking at him. And the other one should know how to make things really quick. Look at the line behind them. Look at the line. All these people were waiting. Alright, so that was a retweet, and she put that chap moment. Okay. Kate doing well after successful abdominal surgery as William clears calendar while she recovers. And this is where she said, you think William will be by her side? Look, it's sad. It's sad. But anyway, let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? Prayer for... okay. Let's say prayer for... Oops. Prayer for... presence of God. Let's see what happened. Okay, so that's it here. God, we come before you and thank you for your presence with us. You promise to never leave us or forsake us, even on days that are long and leave us feeling weary and empty. We know that you have not left us. On the days when our circumstances have consumed us, you hold us. Okay, so let's leave it as that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And this is it. I'm sorry it was short. Today's video was short, but the things that I was saying, I just didn't want to talk about them. If you saw my community board, I put a whole bunch of those screenshots. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for your support.
Lavanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.